What is going on, guys? Snickel here, and today I have another Platinum Trophy video for you guys. Today I'm going to be getting the Platinum Trophy in God of War for the PlayStation 4. Now, the last trophy that I do have to get is Chooser of the Slain, which is to defeat the 9 Valkyries. There are 8 Valkyries that are spread throughout all the different areas in the game, and then the 9th Valkyrie is the final boss Valkyrie in the game. Really the hardest boss in the game out of all the story mode bosses and everything. But anyway, with all that being said, let's get right into this video. So I am placing the last Valkyrie head here in order to summon the Valkyrie Queen. And like I said earlier, there are 8 Valkyries throughout the game, throughout all the different maps and areas of the game. And you are going to have to beat each one of them, take their head, bring them to the council, and then you will be able to fight Sigrid, the Valkyrie Queen here. And she's actually not that hard. If you play this game consecutively and you know the other Valkyrie attacks, it'll actually be really easy to beat her because she essentially does all of the Valkyrie attacks, like from every other Valkyrie except whenever she wants to. So she's all the Valkyries in the game combined into one attack-wise. So she's not too bad. Health-wise, she does have a decent amount of health, but it's not too bad. Now, what you're watching here is the easy mode, or the easy version of this fight, because I didn't feel like stressing myself. There was no reason to, since there was no trophies for it or anything, so I didn't really feel like stressing myself by fighting her on normal or even God of War. Definitely not God of War. I'm not even going near that. But yeah, I didn't feel like stressing myself, so I just did it on easy. I did play through the rest of the story on normal just to get like that experience, but when I was doing the other Valkyries and the collectibles and everything, I didn't want to be bothered while I was doing collectibles to have to fight anything and really just give myself a headache, so I just played through on easy, or switched it to easy at that point to play the rest of the game. And I do want to note that I did make a full collectible guide, which will be linked in the description below, and a few trophy guides as well. All in all, there are a lot of collectibles in this game compared to the other God of War games on the PS3, and I guess the PS2 technically. There are a lot of collectibles in this game, a lot of different type of collectibles. If you remember in the old God of War games, the only type of collectibles that you had were the Gorgon eyes, the Phoenix feathers, and then sometimes you had like those legendary chests or whatever that gave you like extra feather or extra, orbs or whatever. In this game, there's all types of stuff. I mean, you're talking ravens, you're talking treasure maps, you're talking just all types of stuff. Lore markers, favors. There's a lot of stuff to do in this game, and I was very skeptical of this game going into it. I really thought when they announced this game and they're like, okay, we're rehauling the combat system, we are completely rehauling the game, not going to be like a singular game or a linear game. It's not going to be linear. We're going to be going open world. We're rehauling the combat. I was like, oh my, they're trashing this. This thing is going down the chute. When they were like, oh, no more, no more blades. We're using the axe. I was like, oh my god, this is the end of it. This is the end of the franchise. But when I got the game, I can tell you this, it proved me 100% wrong. This game was amazing. Open world-wise, it's still linear, right? You're still following a linear storyline, but the cool thing is it's not fully open world. You can't really visit certain areas in the map after you've been through them. There's only a few areas where you can't do this, but all in all, it's not 100% open world, but it's not 100% linear. It's very it's a weird mix, but it's really good. And while you're playing through the game, you're going to usually search areas and stuff, so you're not really going to miss collectibles. None of the collectibles are really missable. But anyway, there we go. We beat Sigrid. It always did that weird glitch where like the Valkyrie went invisible after I beat them. I don't know why it did that, but it did that for literally every Valkyrie that I faced. It did that. But yeah, I was looking forward to the game because I love all the other God of War games, but I didn't have high expectations because of them saying that they're overhauling the way the game plays with the combat, and they're going from a linear game to an open world game. I was like, it's done. I was like, the franchise is done. They're dead. You know a franchise is dead or on the brink of being dead when it's like, hey, we made linear games, we're shifting it to the open world now, because that's just like a last-ditch effort for games, is like to just switch it to open world because it just appeals to everybody. Everybody is supposed to love open world games, so if we make our game open world, everyone's going to love it. And like I said, the game is open world. It's really cool to be able to go back and explore areas. I wish you kind of could do that on like God of War 3 and the other God of War games, is like when you got through an area, you could go back and explore, except in those games, there was no reason to explore. This game, you have somewhat of a reason to find collectibles and lore markers and learn about the new world. In the other ones, it was kind of just like craziness, just trying to kill everything. So this game, you do get that killing everything, but there are deeper aspects of the game, which is really good. And all in all, I didn't have high expectations, but it did prove me wrong. So there we go. We're going to take Sigrun's head. I actually have 100% completion. This is in my collectible guide as well. There is Chooser of the Slain. And then we're going to get this Platinum Trophy, Father and Son. It took me quite a while for multiple reasons. But anyway, I'm glad it's done. Let's take a look at the list. Here it is, 100% with a Platinum. Now, I do not anticipate any DLC for this game, as they had not done that in any of the other God of War games. I know that this is like a new era, everyone does DLC, but I have a strong hunch that Sony and Santa Monica Studios will not put DLC out for this game. They'll just be focusing on the next sequel of the game. As for the trophies, it's relatable to the old God of War games. You have bronzes for doing stuff, you have silvers for collecting, and you have golds for doing trials, beating the final bosses, and stuff of that sort. It's very similar to other God of War games, so if you've played God of War 1, 2, 3, Ascension, Chains of Olympus, any of them, it'll be exactly like those lists. Anyway, here's a profile, trophy level 33, 41%, got 8,000 trophies, got 5,675 bronze, 1,701 silver, 515 gold, 109 platinums, and like I said, 8,000 total trophies. I did that on purpose. I'm proud of myself. I usually don't do stuff like that. I usually don't do milestones, but I was so close. I was like, let's just set it up. Let's see what it's about. Let's set it up. Anyway, here's the Platinum Trophy itself. Pretty cool looking Platinum Trophy with Kratos and Atreus there. Wow, I can't think of anybody's name. But yes, I was very skeptical about this game going into it with it coming out and everything, playing the old God of Wars. But I have to say that I was blown away by, even though they made it open world, and I know I said, well, open world usually means the franchise is going down the shitter. This franchise, not going down the shitter anytime soon. Getting 10 out of 10s, amazing game. Amazing characters, amazing world, just all around amazing game. Really looking forward to the next game in the franchise. They've already hinted that they can make 3 to 5 more games with this storyline. So I'm all for that, man. I'm all for that. Start pumping them out. Just like the good old days with God of War 1 and 2 and all them. That would be amazing. And let me just note again on the trophy list that if you've played any of the other God of War games on the PS3, PS2, PSP, you've played those versions of the game, the trophy list, exactly the same for the most part with the layout. If you haven't played any of the other God of War games, and this is your first God of War, you are doing something incredibly wrong. Go pick those games up. They're all dirt cheap. So go pick them up and go play them. Those are great games. I do have a playlist in the description below. It has full collectible guide, trophy guides for a few things. So if you are having troubles with the collectibles or anything of that sort, check that playlist out down in the description below. Now let's get to the rating. If I did have to rate this game out of 10, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 10. You don't have to play anything on any certain difficulties. Even when you're playing on easy, there are a few things where you have to get used to the Valkyries attacks and everything that can be kind of annoying. So that's why I'm going to give it a 3 out of 10. And there are a decent amount of collectibles, so you're going to have to be in it for the long haul. But yeah, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 10. Time-wise, you're looking at around 30 hours-ish, somewhere around there. Took me like a few weeks to a month to really finish this game because I was doing a lot of online multiplayer boosting in my free time, so I wasn't really able to play the game as much as I wanted to. Anyway, I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, be sure to give it a like. If you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing. Leave any questions or comments down in the below, since that's what they're there for. And I hope to see you guys around sometime soon.